Hey guys, what's going on? You're watching T-Bones Tech, and in this video we are going to be reviewing the brand new Panasonic GH5. This is a truly capable camera for video. This review is all about this camera as a video camera. As far as using this camera for photography, I'm definitely not going to recommend it, but that's okay because I don't think Panasonic built this camera for photography. I think they built it to shoot that 4K 60 frames a second video or that 4K 30 frames per second 10-bit video. I have had this camera for about a month now, and so far I am extremely impressed. So first off, we're going to talk about some key features of this camera. The first and probably most important is going to be our microphone in jack here on the left side of the camera. Down below that, we're going to have our headphone jack, which is going to allow us to monitor our audio coming from the microphone in live time. And down below that, we're going to have a full-size HDMI output. The vast majority of cameras like this ship with that mini HDMI, which is very flimsy and tends to fall out at the worst possible time. This has a full HDMI plug, which is very solid. It doesn't feel like it's going to go anywhere. And then down below that, we're going to have a USB plug-in. Now moving on to the other side of this camera, we are going to see our SD card inputs. And yes, that's inputs with an S because we actually have two SD card slots on this camera. In my opinion, I think dual SD card slots are a must for anyone who's shooting video professionally. As most of you know, even the most expensive SD cards can get corrupted, and recovering data off of an SD card can cost you more than this camera is even worth. So having the ability to record to both cards is absolutely amazing. The GH5 is a mirrorless camera, which means that when looking down the viewfinder, you're going to look at an LCD screen. You're not going to actually be looking down a mirror like you would on a typical Canon DSLR. And that is absolutely awesome because that means you can actually film video while looking down the viewfinder. So this camera has an electronic viewfinder, and what's really cool about this is it has all your information that you'd see on the back of your LCD screen right in the viewfinder. We also have available focus peaking and up to 10 times magnification through the viewfinder, which is going to help us get that tack sharp focus before recording video. Like I said, you can record video while looking down the viewfinder, and what's really cool about that is you can now use your face for added stability. And as you guys can see, now we have 3 points of contact rather than just the traditional 2 when filming with a non-mirrorless camera. The battery on this thing is amazing and will easily last you throughout the day. The one thing I don't like is the locking mechanism of the battery cover. As you guys can see here, when you close it, it doesn't stay closed. You actually have to manually lock it down, unlike Canon cameras where you just close it and it automatically locks. The GH5 has this new joystick for navigating the menu, and it makes navigating the menu extremely easy and fast, much better than using the arrow keys and then pressing enter. The GH5 has a locking mode dial, so you just press on it once and it's going to unlock, and then you press on it again and it's going to lock, so you don't have to worry about bumping into this camera and your mode changing by accident. This camera has a micro four thirds sensor and a Panasonic micro four thirds mount. So unfortunately, you're not going to natively be able to hook up this camera to Canon lenses. However, a company called Metabones has completely solved this problem, and they've created this thing called a speed booster. So this speed booster is going to allow you to connect to Canon mount lenses, such as the Sigma 18-35mm f1.8 lens. And because it's a speed booster, it's actually going to turn this f1.8 lens into a f1.1 lens, which is absolutely crazy, and it's going to allow you to get much better low light images than if you just had a normal Panasonic lens mounted on this camera. Unfortunately, because it is micro four thirds, it does have an extremely small sensor, and you're really not going to be able to get the best low light pictures with this camera, especially if you don't have a speed booster. The build construction of this camera is extremely good. It feels very similar to a Canon 7D Mark II's build quality, or maybe even a Canon 5D Mark IV's. However, one complaint that I do have is the grip is very small and isn't deep enough for my hand. So even though it's lighter than a Canon DSLR, over time my hand tends to hurt much more when using the Panasonic GH5 compared to any Canon DSLR. Panasonic has made remote shooting extremely easy with this camera. You pretty much just download their app onto your smartphone, you pair the two, and then you can actually see a live representation of what you're shooting on your smartphone. So you can have your camera hooked up to a tripod trying to film subjects, and you can change the focus and you can change all the different settings straight from your smartphone while your camera is mounted to a tripod and you're 10 feet away. This camera has a flip out tilt screen, which is amazing for shooting video up high or shooting video down low, or even filming your yourself, you can actually flip out the screen and then you can actually see yourself and see your focus when you're recording yourself. And I personally find that extremely handy. The GH5 has dual microphones at the top of the camera, and this is going to give you okay audio, much better audio than you'd find on a Panasonic GH4, but still nothing too great. This audio is going to be great if you're in a quiet room and just recording in front of the camera. However, it's not going to be nearly as good if you're filming outside on a busy street. This camera is capable of taking absolutely incredible video, and if you guys want to see a video test that I created with this camera, I'm going to have a link in the description down below where you guys can check that out. I filmed at tons of different resolutions so you guys can get a good idea of what type of video this camera is capable of taking. Overall, I think this is the best video camera you can buy for under $5,000, and this camera isn't anywhere close to $5,000. You can actually pick up the body only for about $2,000, and if you want the speed booster, you can pick that up for around $650. The links to pick these up will be in the description down below. I don't think any of you are going to be disappointed in the video quality. Another big thing that I forgot to mention earlier is this camera's 4K video files are about a third of the size of the 5D Mark IVs, which makes editing these files so much easier than the Canon 5D Mark IV files. But that's all I got for you guys in this video. If you enjoyed it, definitely make sure to give this video a big thumbs up down below. As always, if you guys have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comment section down below. I'll try to answer all the questions that I get. But like I said, that's all I got for you guys in this video, and I will catch you all in the next one.